Hello, my name is Latrenda, and Lupe, Matt, Murphy, Pudding, and I would like to talk to you today about ticks. Ticks are normally no more than a nuisance, but they can cause serious problems like Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and ehrlichiosis. In order to prevent ticks, it's important that we know what they look like. Most of us are used to seeing the engorged ticks, but be aware they can be very tiny and hard to spot. So whenever you're going out for walks, even if your yard is treated, even if you use preventative, whenever you come back, make sure you check yourself and your dog thoroughly for ticks.
This is Puddin. This is her brother Matt. That's her sister Lupe and her brother Murphy. And today Puddin is going to help us learn how to check for ticks. Isn't that right, Puddin? The one thing you want to be aware of about ticks are that when they're not engorged, when they're not full of blood, they're very tiny. So you have to look very carefully. Ticks can be anywhere on a dog, but they love to hang out in areas where there's little or no hair, which means the inside of ears. So whenever you take your dogs out for walks, you want to check their ears thoroughly when you come back in. And not just a cursory view, you want to actually check in between each of the folds and all the way, they can be all the way down into the ear canal. While you're looking in the ear, also check for dirt and crud. It could be just dirt or it could be ear mites. Another place that people often overlook is in between the toes. Ticks really like to hide in there, and like I said, they're very small before they become engorged. So every time you take your dog out for a walk, especially on a nature hike, you actually want to pull the toes apart. And for you folks who have dogs with webbed feet, like labs, make sure you really check under the webbing, because ticks can hide in there. And not only in between the toes, you want to look on the bottom of the feet too. Thank you, Puddin. And you want to look actually in between the foot pads. Just really open up the pads and look there. Also, a lot of times on the belly there's less hair, so you want to check them all over there. Even check the base of the tail, underneath the tail. This is important to do every time you're out. Something else you can do to check the whole body for fleas and ticks is to use a flea comb. And you just take the small teeth and you run it along the dog's fur, and a lot of times this will pull out any fleas and ticks.
For more information, talk to your vet at your next checkup, and be sure to log on to veterinarypartner.com and do a search for ticks. Thank you.